Hello everybody, before this episode of Reading Your Comments officially starts, just want to take a little time at the beginning here to acknowledge that obviously this is episode 100. I'm not going to do anything too special because we are having the 2-year anniversary on the 26th, I believe, which will contain Reading Your Comments, I think 55 through 102, I think it would be. So it would be a compilation of best comments of 55 or 102. If you want an example of what it's going to be like, check for 1-year anniversary special, which came out around a year ago today. So yeah, that'll come on the 26th, and it will not count as a normal episode of Reading Your Comments, by the way. So today is 100. The 12th would be 101, and the 19th would be 102. Then the 26th will be the 2-year special, and then the 3rd will be 103. So the 2-year special will take the spot of Reading Your Comments for the week, but it will not count as an official numbered episode. But when I started this series, really the intention was for it to go forever, for it to go as long as I did YouTube. I'm still doing YouTube. Things are going decently well. I get a check every month now, which is not something that I could have said last year. I think I've gotten a check every month this year, with the exception of January. And last year, I think I got a check from YouTube maybe 5 or 6 months out of the 12 last year. So yeah, obviously and the checks have been decent too. So I'm very happy with the improvement in the channel from this year compared to last year. And I can't thank you guys enough for sticking around. I mean, there's some people on the channel who sometimes, for some people, make it public how long they've been subscribed to the channel. And I can see, and there's some people that I click on it and it says they've been subbed for over 2 years, and they're still watching the videos and still commenting, which is crazy. There's probably some of you watching this who were here for Reading Your Comments 1, which is crazy. So I'm gonna keep this rolling. I mean, again, as long as that mindset maintains the same, as long as I do YouTube, this will still be a series every single Thursday. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy episode 100 of Reading Your Comments. Hola mis amigos and possible amigas, my name is Taffrey16. Welcome to episode 100 of Reading Your Comments. It is Thursday, or maybe a couple days earlier for watching this on Patreon. Shout out to all the patrons who get an option to watch this as well as reaction videos a couple days early. But that being said, regardless of what day you're watching this on, let's read some comments. If there was a no-deal Brexit, then there could be extra border checks, particularly between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, and between France and Dover. While it doesn't sound too bad, but consider there are thousands of trucks going both directions every day, and it's going to be delayed, whereas now you can drive off the train, stay in the road between both Calais and Folkestone, probably butchered both those names, but you know. People from the UK visiting and working in the EU could get their roaming charges on their phone and might need to apply for a special driver's license. With no deal, there'll be no transition periods. This will come into effect straight away on the 1st of January. So what's it looking like, then? Is it looking like there's going to be a deal? Because I'm recording this on the 2nd of November, so about 2 months away. We're running out of time as far as that goes. So what is it looking like? Is it looking like there's going to be a deal? Or is it looking like not? When they demolished the original Wembley Stadium, the famous Twin Towers were sold off, and due to the contract, they could only be sold off at the original construction cost. I mean, a guy in South Wales has them in his garden and paid only £1 each for them. Holy shit. That's awesome. Have you ever read to Sapphire and Steel, or has become the next royal family? No, it's something I had talked about way in the past. I think I found out, though, that, like, it's a continuous story type thing. Like, you have to watch, like, 6 episodes to get the whole story completed, so that's probably why I've held off on it. But I imagine in the future maybe we could get to it. Can you react to QI, the Great British Bake Off, Mastermind Release to Hounds in Downton Abbey? QI, Mastermind, Downton Abbey I've heard of, but I don't know much about. The Release to Hounds I've actually never heard of, to my remembrance, and the Great British Bake Off is definitely something I want to do. I love cooking shows. There's actually a show they show yearly around here called Holiday Bake Off. I watched it around Christmas time last year. It's very fun. It's just they're making Christmas themed stuff and all that. It's a very fun show. Cooking shows is just fun to watch. So is there? I'm guessing there's maybe a Christmas version of the Bake Off as well. So maybe we could do that next month. Can you react to the new series of Taskmaster on Channel 4? Maybe? I'm very confused as far as Taskmaster goes right now, because I don't know if I ever went over this in Speaking About It forum. I went about it in text form, but here's the thing. The most recent episode of Taskmaster I did, which was like, what, a week ago, did not have a copyright claim on it. There was no copyright claim, and there still hasn't been. Like, legit, like the previous 2 reaction videos I did, the copyright was owned by Little Dot Studios. But this one, there was straight up no claim. Like, it's not like, oh, I got the claim removed and all that. There was no claim. There was never a copyright claim, and there still hasn't been. And that concerns me, because I know that the show moved to Channel 4, which makes me think maybe it's in the middle of a copyright transfer, which means a new studio could potentially own the rights, and if it's not Little Dot, then that could be bad news for me. They've already removed the claims on the first 2 videos, so I think the first 2 videos are safe. This third one, I wouldn't be surprised gets taken down at some point. So I don't know about Taskmaster, to be honest, because I'm not sure how the copyright's going to be. I suppose it's possible that series just straight up doesn't have copyright on it, but I kind of doubt that. Happy 100 reading your comments. Question was the funniest comment you ever got. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, shit, 100 different reading your comments videos? How many individual comments? Usually an average of 20 comments per video. So, shit, let's just, it's probably more than this, but let's round up. What is 100 times 20? 2,000. So, over these 100 episodes, I have read 2,000 plus comments. So, I don't know. Any plans to do a Faulty Towers reaction? Yes, it's actually one of the current channel points requests. What'll happen? I think Yoshi requested it. Here's something I wanted to talk about with Faulty Towers, because I'm sure it's going to come up in the future, especially if I decide to do the whole show. I'm sure most of you are well aware of this, and I know it's going to become a topic of discussion, and we're definitely going to end up discussing it again, but let's discuss it for the first time now. So I am aware that there is an episode in Faulty Towers where there's a racist character who says the N-word with the hard R 3 times. I went on YouTube and watched the scene to see what I would be getting myself into. Now, it is not a secret that in the past I have censored blackface. I've never acknowledged it, but I'm not going to deny that I did it, because I did. You know, we all know I did. Even though I didn't acknowledge it, I still did it. I censored it in Benidorm, and I censored it in Father Ted last month, and I'm going to continue to do that in the future, and if you don't like that, that's tough shit. As far as that Faulty Towers thing goes, I think some people, here's the thing, some people will see that and just automatically assume like, oh, well, the creators of the show are racist and all that, and that's not really how it works, because there's this thing called context. It's a very important thing, context, that some people don't seem to understand. And my understanding, obviously, is the context is it's a racist character. You're not supposed to like him. And supposed to, you know, showcase how he's an idiot or whatever. So, when I do that episode, and I'm sure I'll get to it, I don't know what episode it is. I think Faulty Towers only has like 12 episodes. I don't know if it's the first one or when it is. I will leave the scene in, but I will probably be censoring it. So, I'm probably just gonna cut the word when he says it, but I will not cut the scene. So, that's a preemptive warning for when I do that. That I will leave the scene in there, but I will more than likely censor it. Dark Souls is far too hard. Here's the thing about Dark Souls, playing it a lot. You learn over time that it's not hard because it's difficult. Well, except Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is bullshit. But it's all about pattern with Dark Souls. Like, most bosses have a pattern to them. And sometimes you have to fight and die multiple times and not give up. And eventually you'll learn the pattern. And once you learn the pattern, it gets a lot easier. Put me in reading your comments 100, and if you don't, you'll never have an moment again on Twitch. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, look up the song Big Enough, and then, or just look up Screaming Cowboy Hat Man. And that is my donation alert on Twitch. But what the hell are you talking about, Blade? You've never donated via PayPal. You don't even create the moments. What are you on about? The Peter K. Fangs, the pilot episode of Services based off of Motorway Service Station. Not something you have in America, but it's a place to pull off the freeway, and there's a few shops, places to eat, get fuel, sometimes a motel. Like this one. We do have that. It's called a rest stop. The fourth episode is the area based at the Manchester Evening News Area. Arena, the arena, based off the Manchester Evening News Arena, as it was called then. It's a big indoor sports and concert venue in Manchester that Peter worked at before becoming famous. Fifth episode is Leonard, about the oldest delivery paperboy. This one's okay. Lastly, the sixth is Lonely at the Top, which is about Mark Pack, which was from episode 1 in the club in Phoenix Nights. He used to be half of the double act at Park Avenue. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Since you've seen the character in the last other episodes, it could be worth a watch. I watched the pilot episode next to see where it started and how it changed the series. Maybe. We'll see. The show hasn't done as well as Phoenix Nights has. Phoenix Nights has done very well. Peter K. Fang, not as much. But if, episodes 2 and 3 pick up in the future, then maybe. But to be honest, episode 6 intrigues me because, again, I did see that character in Phoenix Nights, so I might be interested in that one. A little behind the scenes fact that 444, when the ladies were talking about Tom, they were asked what they thought about Tom Cruise. Should have asked them what they thought about Scientology. Taffy, gonna react to the US election as a live stream? Well, I want to note that I am recording this on Monday, November 2nd. I'm recording this a little bit earlier than I usually do. I usually record it on Tuesday night. I'm recording it on Monday night because I already have the Wednesday reaction pre-recorded and all that, so I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. But I'm recording this on Monday night on November 2nd, which is the day before the election. Now, we're not going to find out who wins the election on the day because there's a record amount of mail-in ballots this year due to the pandemic, and actually it's projected to be one of the highest voter turnouts in the history of the country as a result of that. And as a result of that, it's going to take time to count all these ballots because the ballots are not legally allowed to be unsealed until Election Day. So as I'm currently recording this, no ballots have been unsealed because they're not legally allowed to until tomorrow as I'm recording this. So we'll not, unless it's a landslide, which I don't think it will be, we'll not know until I don't know when. Could we know by Thursday? Maybe. If we do, I'll make a prediction, since I'm recording this before. And I'm not going to do a live stream, by the way. I don't know if I even answered that. Probably not, because we won't really know. That's my reason. Prediction. I will say Biden wins. I think it's going to be close. And I personally would not be surprised if Trump is reelected. To be honest with you, I'm going into this with the mindset that he is going to be reelected, but I'll predict Biden wins. Craig Charles was playing himself as the presenter, so it wasn't a giveaway. They just thought that Craig was hosting a ghost show. He's hosted things before. Got you. I didn't know he was a presenter, to be honest. I guess it's not as common over here for big name actors to also be presenters. My lasting memory of Ghostwatch is my mother being incandescent with rage that Michael Parkinson would be involved in such a thing. She was fully invested in it and not amused by the conclusion. I remember her saying she was not surprised by the others, couldn't believe Michael Parsons of all people would put his name to this. She didn't calm down about it for about 2 weeks. She wasn't one of those thousands of people that complain to the BBC, but because she's the kind of Brit who complains about but never to. Got you. But she probably considered it. It remains one of the most controversial shows that ever aired on British TV by way of complaint, and it's never been showed here since. It was definitely a product of its time, because, let's face it, if they tried that in modern times, it wouldn't work. People wouldn't buy it. But this was the 90s, people didn't have a lot of access to internet, so I can definitely see why it'll work then, but it's definitely a product of its time. Ghostwatch was made in the same studio as The Muppet Show, talking about opposite ends of the spectrum. Also was Bamzuki. Interesting. Imagine that. Imagine it. Was Jim Henson still alive at the time? When did Henson die? He died in the 90s, I think, didn't he? Or was it early 2000s? I'm gonna look this up. Jim Henson died in 1990. Oh, so he was dead already by the time they aired that. Damn. That sucks. But that's something kind of funny about that, about just like, imagine him just rapping on Ghostwatch. It's like, all right, we gotta wrap this up, folks. They're bringing the Muppets in here next. I've not ever really been a fan of Frankie, but I've enjoyed parts of his humor over the year. I completely agree with your assessment. Yeah, like him or not, again, after watching that special, I think the whole thing about, oh, he's gone soft, he's too PC now, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, I watched the special. It was just as brutal as this past stuff I've seen. You know, again, I think it's just people found out that he wasn't on the same side of the political spectrum as they are, so they decided to try to tear him down. And I mean, and it's worked, I guess, but it hasn't worked on me because I saw the damn special. It came out last year, and his comedy style has not changed. The problem with political jokes is that they get elected. Haha! Well, that's topical. Again, elections tomorrow as I'm recording this. 2 days ago as you're seeing this. We'll see what happens. People who judge whether they like someone or not based on their political views are idiots. People who have different views, it's the beauty of human nature. Both sides have idiots, and if we thought the same, the world would be pretty boring. I agree with you, and I've always thought the same way as well. It's like, I've seen people be like, oh, I can't be friends with this guy anymore because I found out he was a Republican. It's like, what? Like, that's like me as an atheist finding out that my friend is Jewish and saying, oh, sorry, bud, can't be friends with you anymore because you're Jewish. Like, what? Like, I feel the same way. I've always been like, if you disagree on politics, either just have an adult conversation about politics, and if you can't, then you're both whiny children. Or just don't talk about politics. Like, you don't have to talk about every subject. Or you could just not be whiny little bitches and have an adult conversation. Any only fools this month, my friend? I don't know. As I said in the monthly plans, one thing I forgot to mention in monthly plans, I had set a goal to do more still game reactions this month than I did, or this year than I did last year. I did 5 last year. I've currently done 4 this year, which means to meet that goal, I would have to do a still game this month and next month. So there will be a still game this month as well as next month. As far as only fools goes, again, outside of what's set, outside of the things that I know for sure I'm going to do, which is IT Crowd, I really want to do that Red Dwarf episode, and then Father Ted and Phoenix Knights, I'm playing the rest of the month by ear, so it's possible like where I could do Only Fools this month. I cannot guarantee it, but I can guarantee one next month, at the very least. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were polled from American Rex to Peter K. Thing 3, American Reacts to Frankie Boyle 2, American Reacts to... fuck, what was the other one? Ghostwatch, and last week's episode of Reading Your Comments. So, next week's episode of Reading Your Comments, the comments will be pulled from this video, American Reacts to Father Ted 15. The reaction video comes out on Friday, and a reaction video comes out next Monday. So those are the places to comment, to get a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments. But 100 episodes, huh? Here's to 100 more. So yeah, again, the 2-year special will be on the 26th. So the 12th will be Reading Your Comments 101. The 19th will be 102. The 26th will be the 2-year special, and then 103 will be on December 3rd. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for episode 100 of Reading Your Comments. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel for instant reviews, my Twitter. If you want to follow me on my Patreon, if you want to support me on my daily emotion and my VO, all those things are down in the description down below. Thank you to all, I think it's 48 now of my Patrons. Like, it could, some people pay late, so it could go back up. For your constant support of me and my channel, for those of you guys who don't know, you could be a patron of me for $1, £1, doesn't matter, I don't have tiers, and you get the Reading Your Comments and the reaction video at the very least 1 day early, sometimes a couple days early. For instance, the patrons got the Father Ted video that you just saw yesterday 2 days early, and I'll probably get this 2 days early as well. Also in the description, link to community Reddit as well as the daily schedule. For all that being said, though, my name is Tafford. This has been episode 100 of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next week.